Everybody, we're Dane and Cindy, and welcome to our channel on YouTube, Midlife Travel Tales. Today we're talking about Thailand and budgeting and costs. And before we even start, I'll just invite you to like and subscribe. We're a new channel that's going well, and the more people that subscribe, the better it goes. So yeah, welcome to our channel, and I'm going to hand over to Cindy.
Yeah, so I have done a lot of research over the last probably nearly a year on what the costs are going to be in order to decide whether we could actually do this. It's no good going and then we suddenly realize, well, actually we don't have the money, we can't afford it. So I've joined a lot of Facebook groups. I've even asked a lot of questions on groups of people living in Thailand. I've watched tons of YouTube videos on costs and budgeting. She's been researching for over a year. Yeah. So we're not going into this blindly. We have worked out a budget, and we have decided whether we can do this or not. And we've decided we can. Yeah. We could do this. So the first thing was we could do this. A big thing, I think, also is that we are debt-free. Yeah. So that does help a lot if you're debt-free.
It's one of the keys.
Yeah. Our children are all left home and working, so we don't have any responsibilities left there. And we've decided to rent out our house, so we get a nice rental income on that. And I think for us, we just want to live a more simpler life. We just want to downscale and live more simply.
I think that's the key, is that you've got to be willing to cut your lifestyle down in order to enjoy other benefits such as travel and adventure. Yeah.
All right. So the first thing that is the most expensive part probably of travel is renting. So renting a place to stay in. So I have, obviously it's going to depend on your location in Thailand or Southeast Asia, wherever you are. But for us, we're working on a budget of 20,000 baht. And that includes rent, electricity, water, and Wi-Fi. So that's the budget we've set for ourselves. Look, you can get it a lot cheaper than that if you want to. That's for a one-bedroom for us with a little kitchen. We want to be able to cook if we want to.
And it also depends on the different areas you go to in Thailand. Some areas are a little bit more expensive, so that's what we've worked on as our budget. Other areas are way cheaper. So, you know, if you go up to Chiang Mai and areas like that, we believe it is a lot cheaper. Yeah. But again, this will all be reassessed in a few months once we're in Thailand.
Yeah, we'll see if our estimate ties up with our actual when we're there. Yeah, so you could get a lot cheaper if you take a studio apartment. It'll probably be, you could get something for 10,000 baht. But we're working on 20,000 baht on rent, including all utilities. All right, the next most important thing is the cost of food. So food obviously is going to vary depending on your lifestyle. We are not big drinkers, we're not party animals, so that's not going to take up a big chunk of our cost of food and living.
And also we're quite adaptable with what we eat, so we're not fussy eaters, and I think that's a key.
Yeah. So we're looking at a cost. Look, that, as I say, that varies a lot, but for us, we're working on between 16 and 20,000 baht for the two of us. You can probably do it a lot less than that.
That's per month.
Yeah, per month. Yeah, you could probably do it a lot less, but I think that would allow us to go and have iced coffees and to go out for a drink, once or twice a week. So not to totally, be...
we don't just want to stay at home. Yeah, we're going to Thailand to have fun. So that's including fun.
Yeah, so that's including being able to do... And most nights we're planning not to have to cook. You can get a meal in Thailand, obviously also again depending what area of Thailand, but I would say between 40 baht and 80 baht will get you a meal, which is really, really good and really cheap. And then we've heard that for lunches you can go to the 7-Eleven and get a toasty, which is a toasted cheese, which they toast for you there, which will cost you 30 baht. Yeah. So, you can do it.
Yeah, so we're working on about 300 baht per person per day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So and we'll give all the, on the video, you'll see all the exchange rates. We'll give all the exchange rates from US dollars, from pounds, and from South African rands as well.
Yeah. So that's our cost of food that we are budgeting for. All right, the next thing is our cell phones and SIM cards. Yeah. So it's very cheap in Thailand. From all the research I've done, Data is very affordable. You're looking at, for a SIM card per person, we're probably looking at about 600 baht for unlimited data per month. You could probably get it cheaper as well than that, but I mean, that's really a good deal. At the 7-Eleven, you can apparently get for 30 days, you can get 350 baht, which is, and then you just top up at the 7-Eleven, which is like their local little...
yeah, it's their little cafe shop.
Yeah. So you can do that as well. So yeah, that's a very cheap cost. That's not going to cost a lot. Okay, Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi in most places that you rent is included. But if it's not, that is also very cheap. But if you've got data, unlimited data on your phone, you don't really need a Wi-Fi as well. But if you wanted it, it's not going to cost you a lot. Yeah,
most of the places we've looked at renting, it's all included. Yeah. So that's fantastic.
So that's not a problem.
And funny enough, a lot of places you go to have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. So a lot of places do have the free Wi-Fi as well.
The next thing we looked at, which is the next big cost, is transport. So we've got to find a way of actually getting around. That's not going to cost us an arm and a leg. So we've decided if we're staying in an area that is not too busy, because we don't want to drive in hectic traffic.
Yeah, like Phuket and that, and Bangkok. If you're brave, go for it. If you're not used to it, catch the local transport.
so we're looking at scooters, because that seems to be the way that everybody gets around, is on scooters. And from what we've learned, you can rent a scooter for about 3,000 baht a month, which also is very reasonable. Your fuel,
about 400.
Yeah, it's about 800 baht.
800 baht.
800 baht a month for your fuel. So that's also very reasonable. But obviously, if you're happy to use a scooter, that's great. Otherwise, other options are they have little tuk-tuks.
Their buses. The buses are opened again.
Their local buses are very, very good and very reasonably priced. And I think a lot of them have Wi-Fi on the buses. I know Phuket's bus system does, as well as aircon. So that's another cheap way. You can use Grab, Bolt, InDriver, similar to Uber, if you know Uber.
They're all a little bit more expensive though.
So if you can do local transport or a scooter, you can get around fairly reasonably. All right, the next big one is medical insurance. So we don't want to be caught without it.
Especially as you get older.
And also in Thailand, there's a lot of accidents with scooters and things. So you don't want to be without medical insurance.
It's why we're not letting Cindy drive.
I don't want to drive. So what we've decided is our medical insurance that we're on here in South Africa, we will continue for 3 months while we're over there. And then that will come to an end. And we're going to join a medical insurance there. We'll probably do another video on the medical insurance because there's a lot of options. Yeah,
there are a lot of options.
So we've kind of decided on one that we think we're going to use while we're there, which covers pretty much everything for us. And also that information was gathered from just watching a lot of YouTube videos and reading up about it.
And that insurance won't just cover Thailand, it will hopefully cover the whole of Southeast Asia, which is really good if you're traveling to Cambodia, Laos, all those countries.
Yeah, so we want something that covers if we leave Thailand and go to other places as well. So, that's probably going to cost us...
8,000.
Yeah, about 8,000 baht, around that amount.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on your age, the medical insurance will be determined by your age. So, and also if you have pre-existing conditions, which we're lucky we don't have any of that. Okay, the next important part is visas. Okay, for us, what we've decided to start off with is we're going to go on a 30-day visa exempt to get into Thailand. And we can stay for the 30 days, and then we can get an extension in Thailand at the immigration office for 1,900 baht. So that gives us 2 months in the country.
Yeah, 2 full months.
2 full months.
But you see, the thing is, we don't just want to stay in Thailand, we want to travel around. So we're going to go to countries like Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia. So it suits us. We can go out for a month or 2 months or whatever.
So we'll after the 2 months, we will go off to another country in Southeast Asia and spend some time there, probably up to about a month. And Then you come back into Thailand. Obviously, when you go into another country, there's visa. If you need to get a visa, depending on where you're going in Southeast Asia, you may need to pay for a visa, but it's not too expensive.
Yeah, and we're going to, in future videos, we'll bring that up. We'll talk about it through all of that, how to go to these different countries, what the costs are for different nationalities and all that kind of stuff.
So yeah, there might be a visa cost if you're going to a different country. So we'll do that. Then we'll come back into Thailand again, repeat the process, have another 2 months in Thailand, and then go off to another country for a while.
Yeah. So what we'll also do, we'll talk about there are different visa options for Thailand, that might suit your lifestyle, what you want to do. And we'll probably do a video on that as well. So there's a 6-month visa, there's educational visas, there's all different kinds of visas, and we'll explain that as well. So yeah. But
this is how we've decided we're going to start off and see how it goes. You're allowed to do 2 land border runs in a calendar year, and I think it's about 6 flights as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our plan, and I think those costs that I've given you are pretty much the majority, the most important things when it comes to budgeting for a trip in Thailand. So the total that we are working on for our budget for living in Thailand is 80,000 baht a month for the 2 of us. That should, from all our research, that should be sufficient for us to survive.
Yeah, so hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully the whole video has helped you. Again, if you have any questions, please just leave a comment under the video, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Any kind of questions on any of the budgeting, any further questions, any things you thought about that we've left out. We'll redo this video once we're in Thailand, and we've been there about 3 months, so we can see if our research has paid off and if we're living under or over the budget, and we'll let you guys know, because that's always, the acid test is always in whether it's truthful or not. So, but that's how we decided to go to Thailand. That's why we've decided to do what we can do, because we can afford it. And so hopefully that helps. Again, I just encourage everybody, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and helps you to get more content out of us. So we really appreciate you liking and subscribing to the videos. And also just to let you know, the packing process has started. So we're starting to pack up our house. So it's exciting times, scary times. But have an awesome day, and God bless.